on to encourage you on this morning. I am just finishing up uh, on another platform, and I just wanted to stop by here to encourage you on this morning about different invitations in life, and that's called wisdom and foolishness. So there are different invitations that we have to accept in life. And it's like getting up early in the morning before the noise and all the notifications, and almost instantly, your phone, it lights up because it has messages, opportunities, distractions. And in that moment, it feels like you're standing in between two tables, and one table is quiet, it's peaceful, it's intentional, and the other table, it's loud, it's exciting, it's pulling you in, it's making everything feel like it's urgent. Both tables, they have your name on it, and you have to make a decision whether you're going to choose this table or that table. And see, I even had to ask myself that. And if you be honest, you've had to ask yourself that question before. And so, and going into what's calling you. So, I'm reading in Proverbs chapter 9, and it talks about Lady Wisdom versus foolishness. And Lady Wisdom, uh, she has built and furnished her home, and it's supported by seven timbers. And a banquet meal is ready to be served, lamb roasted, fine wine is poured out, and the table setting with silver and flowers. And then the verses go on to say she goes out into the street and she's inviting people in, and she's telling them about the feast that she has prepared. And she said, well, she wants you to leave your impoverished confusion and live. And she's walking up the street. She said, because she wants you to have life and meaning to it. And then comes Lady Foolishness, right? This is an empty headed person, frivolous. This is a person that sits on the front porch at her house on Main Street. Now, just because it's saying her, that's just what it's calling wisdom. But do you know that there are some foolish men out here as well, sitting on the front porch, or they're standing, at the corner store. They're standing on the corner, and you're asking people uh, by mind who are walking by, and they're getting out of their vehicles. They're just minding their own business, and and foolishness is calling you out and says, "Are you confused about life? And you don't know what's going on? Well, come here and let me steal some of your time." Right? Is saying, let's just have a good time. And so I wanted to encourage you, because there is a difference between wisdom and foolishness. And I don't want you to get stuck on the invitation, because see, your name is on both of those tables. Whether you're going to be a wise person over the life that God has given you. Every day you wake up in the morning, you go to your job, your place of employment, or you go your business, right? Because it's like right now I'm in between clients, and I wanted to come online just to share with you guys. And sometimes you can either grow, or you can stay stuck where you are. You can stay in that marriage that's draining you, it's killing you, it's dishonoring you, it's disrespecting you, or you can stay. You can either leave or you can stay. You can stay with him, or you can go over here and you can be with someone else, who adds value to your life, right? And so there's an invitation for all of you all. Every day that you get up, there's an invitation, right? To become more, and not to get distracted by the things that are going on, around you. And some of you, if you be honest with yourself, you have to choose what's right and wrong, because when you choose foolishness over wisdom, you have to pay a high cost for that. And so today, I want you to just to keep in mind, just as me coming on here, just to encourage you to keep in mind that there is wisdom versus foolishness. There's a table that all of us have been invited to sit at, right? We've been invited to sit at that table. And so good morning. Good morning. How are you? And so, which table are you going to sit at today? And see, wisdom says, come on, because there's growth there for you. There's learning. You can become, you can elevate, right? You're evolving. And foolishness says, we're just going to have a good time. Because we all like to have a good time. We don't want a boring life. God never meant for us to have a boring life, but He also didn't. have you here on earth to entertain foolishness all the time either. See, foolishness, it destroys you. And see, there's a big difference. And see, when we learn how to accept correction, we end up growing. And see, with foolishness, we're rejected. It's like that song that Beyonce has out. I love the big ego, right? That big ego and that pride can sometimes get us into a lot of trouble. And that's where we reject the correction that comes from men and women who are trying to get us to another level in life. And so the real question is, it says wisdom comes from fearing the Lord, right? That's where the beginning comes from. It doesn't come from information, it becomes from fearing the Lord, the holy instructions that are given to us, our alignment with God that matters, right? Every day that you get up. And so today, I needed you to hear me clearly. And I just wanted to encourage you because a lot of people are confused at what table they should sit at, right? And see, for me, I'm not moved by what's loud, right? And you have to understand, you have to be able to discern, right? Of what's loud, what's tempting us. Hi, how are you? I'm so glad you joined. But I just wanted to come on to share that with you because everything that looks good isn't good. And see, even in this translation, it talks about the empty-headedness. There's a lot of empty-headed people out here, frivolous. Time goes on and they're just wasting time, right? Even in the verse, it says, and all of her guests, that's we're talking about foolishness, will end up in hell. Now, I'm not talking about heaven or hell that when you die. No, you're going to be living hell right here on earth because of the foolish choices that you make. One thing I've learned as a certified transformation life coach is this: if it does not build me, it does not get me. And that's a decision that all of you all have to make. And that will change everything about you. I am certified transformation life coach, international speaker, author, and business owner, Coach TeKenya K. Johnson. God bless you. I pray that this encourages you. Have a great day.